Hello YouTubers and people that needs to learn on a quick what to do and how to do. So as you can see, I'm working on my brakes, and just for you people out there that really need to know fast on how it's done, here's the rotor, here's the frame of the caliper, here's the caliper. The reason why it's called caliper because it squeezes like this. So you put one brake peg on this side and the other brake pad on the other side, and they move towards each other, squeezing this little guy right here in the middle. And that's what caused the car to stop. But let's stop that nonsense, everybody knows that. So sometimes you wonder why your car shakes when you press on a brake in a slow speed or even in a higher speeds. Well, the reason is it's not because your brakes are worn off. I mean, you can tell these guys are plenty of life in them left. You can still see that little groove in the middle. This little thing here, this is the warning plate. So when your brakes wear off, that rotor is going to start rotating and hitting that little plate from inside here, and it's going to make squeaky noise. So when you brake and you make squeaky noise, or when you drive and you keep making squeaky noise, that means you need new pads. Might be something else, but in most cases you need new pads. In my case, I don't need new pads. I need new rotor. How do I know? Well, this side is pretty clean. Nothing much. You can see that there has some kind of fading going on. This might have some imperfections, but that wouldn't cause shakiness yet. But what look at this side. Okay, these are cracks inside the material that you'll never get it off. Even if you go to recut the surface, that crack is going to be inside. And yes, you cut it, it's going to be smooth. As soon as you start braking, they will come up again and you start shaking. The only remedy for this is to replace it with a new one. So let's see what the new one looks like. And let's do the unboxing. Can't do that with one hand, or can I? Wow, look at this, guys. Nice new rotors, and I believe they're black oxide. Wow, this is nice. Yes, they are black oxide. Not a very good job, but hey, they're black oxide. Black oxide will help a little bit from rusting, but as you can see, this will come off. No, it's not a black oxide. This is actually a paint. Huh, that's a paint. Well, better something than nothing. So this is a brand new rotor. No worries, you don't have to take this paint off. Once you start braking, the paint's gonna come off by itself. Actually, on the trailers, what you could do is to paint the rotors for the winter, and then when time comes, and you take the trailer out, see when you paint this, when the trailer comes out and you brake, you know if the brakes are working, because then the paint's going to be off. If the paint is still on the rotors, that means the brakes are not working. As you can see, the brakes were working pretty hard because it dig a little valley. So this is where the pads don't touch, and this little edge here they don't touch. They're pretty much right inside here, so they kind of, and you can see on the pad it's got a little worn out too. So that's pretty much, yes, this is for this side. So these are the old brakes. Like I said before, that there's not a lot of waste on them yet. They still have a lot of life. Let's check the new ones. And let's compare. So let's compare the new brakes to the old brake. Side by side comparison. So pretty much half of the brake is gone. Like I said, they still had some life in it, considering there was a little bit over 36,000 miles on these guys, and they're half a size, so I'm pretty sure I could get another 20-30,000 out of them. But you know what, if I'm changing the rotors, might as well put a brand new pads on it too. And don't forget to open up the cap for the brake fluid. What I do, I open it up and leave this so nothing falls in, but the air can come up. The reason for it is because when you push the calipers together, you're pushing the oil back into the reservoir here, and if it's closed, then the oil has no place to go, because the air trapped in here is going to push it back. So make sure you always open it. You can even cover this up, or just take this off and put a rag over it. Whatever, it has to be open. So here's just to demonstrate what I do. So I don't know if you can see this, but you just put your screwdriver in there, and what you do is you pull on it, and now it comes out slowly but surely. Just don't call me Shirley. And now you have a room for activity. Now you have a room to install new pads. Okay, so now it's fully extended. Some people, once you take this off, they're putting a clamp on it. So they clamp the cylinder into the caliper. I don't have to do it. I mean, it works for me this way. But anyway, this is a little trick to open up your caliper. Just don't forget, there's a cap that you have to take off from the reservoir for the brake fluid. Now this is the second wheel, second rotor. We're going to replace them both. So here's the caliper with the brake pads, brand new brake pads, and brand new rotor on. So for those that really need to know or must know how to take this off, this caliper, what I usually do is I'll take a screwdriver, I'll put it in here, and I'll push the caliper this way, which makes it open and it's easier to take off. Then you just loosen up this bolt right here, and there's another one there, and then the caliper comes off. You can have a little stool here to put it up. I usually put it up here, just like you saw before. And then the frame of the caliper, there's a one screw right here, and then there's a one down here. You take those off. Of course, now with your hand, you need some kind of a set of wrenches for this. When I wanted to stretch or push, or however you want to do it, when you put those bolts back in, use some kind of a thread lock. You can just put them in and expect it, to sit there, because the car is shaking, moving constantly, so eventually those bolts will come loose. So I'm using a Loctite blue one. It's strong enough to keep them in place, but it's easy enough to break it off if you need to take it out. If you need to seal something and you really don't have to take it out, you can use a green one. If you don't need to seal, when I mean seal, if you're putting a bolt where you know that you have a liquid coming through and you don't want the liquid get in between the threads and leak out, you use the green Loctite. If you don't care about leakage through the thread, you can use the red one. The red one is the strongest one out of them all, and that one you're gonna need a lot of torque to take off afterwards. So blue one will work. It always worked for me, and never had problems with bolts coming loose, and they're always nice and in place when I come back to take them out. So if you like this video, comment, like it or dislike it. Definitely comment, and if you didn't do so, please subscribe. Thank you.